Hello my friends, I am John Laspina, the Carnivore teacher. Today we're going to talk about therapeutic nutritional ketosis. What is therapeutic nutritional ketosis? Well, keto is a state of being where your body is in ketosis. That means your body is using fatty acids to make ketones to use as fuel. You can also use glucose as fuel, and you do, but you can now use fatty acids to make ketones for fuel. And that happens when you are not giving your body carbohydrates and sugar, or you're giving your body such a small amount, under total 20 or 30 total grams a day, that your body switches over from always burning glucose as fuel to also burning ketones for fuel. Now, a nutritional ketogenic way of eating is to take what you do is you measure your blood ketones. I use a keto mojo meter, and I have a demonstration video in one of my videos here how to use it. I prick my finger, and a little drop of blood comes out, and I put it on this little tab that draws the blood in, put it in the machine, and the machine will read the glucose. And a healthy fasted, which means I haven't eaten for 8 to 10 hours, a healthy fasted blood glucose should be between 50 and 100. And mine is usually around 70 to 80, my fasted blood glucose, sometimes in the 60s. And that's normal and that's healthy. When I eat something that has carbohydrates in it, it goes up over 100 for a little while, and then it comes back down. Now, with the same keto mojo meter, I could take a different strip and let the blood get absorbed into the little strip and put that into the same machine, and it registers my ketone levels. Am I in ketosis? Do I have ketones in my bloodstream? And it will measure between, well, it could be 0, but to be in ketosis, you're at 0.5 millimoles per deciliter, all the way up to 6 or 7 millimoles per deciliter or higher. Now, most people, when they're in ketosis, they're around 0.5 to 2.0. If you go up past 7 or 8 or 9 or 10, you're in what's called keto-acidosis, which I'll never be able to get into. Only a type 1 diabetic or an alcoholic gets into keto-acidosis, because that's a high state of sugar and a high state of ketones, and it's toxic to the body. It's acidic, keto-acidosis. So don't worry about that. Ketosis is not ketoacidosis. It's completely different. Ketoacidosis has to do with ketones, but being ketones and sugar out of whack. When I test my blood, I'll do it 2 or 3 hours after I ate a meal in the afternoon, so I don't have the dawn phenomenon, the dawn effect. In the morning, our blood sugar is naturally high. All mammals have a higher blood glucose level in the morning. It just is. It helps wake you up. It's part of the cortisol. It's part of your adrenaline, part of your blood glucose. It just is. Every mammal has higher blood glucose in the morning. So I don't test my glucose or my ketones in the morning. I usually wait until 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. My first meal was around 11:30. I haven't eaten my second meal yet. And my ketones are between 0.5 and 1.5, 1.6. And I don't test it anymore because I know my body. It's kind of cool to have the tool to see where I am, and I did it for a while, and now I know where I am. Now, therapeutic ketosis for nutritional reasons, for a person who has a health issue like cancer, or a person who has epilepsy, or any other disease where you want to be in a therapeutic range of ketosis. For those reasons, you want to have your GKI, which is the difference between your glucose and your ketones, you want the GKI to be as low as possible. So that means my blood sugar, I can get it as low as I can and get my ketones as high as I can by fasting. And when I eat, by not consuming any carbohydrates. And then when I test my glucose and my ketones and I get my GKI index, it's a very low number, like 1, 1.5, or below 1. That's therapeutic ketones for nutritional reasons, nutritional ketosis. And this helps stave off cancer. Or if you are fighting cancer, you're giving your cancer cells no fuel because you're in a very high state of ketosis. Ketones are not fuel for cancer. Only glucose and glutamine are fuels for cancer. Now, if you have epilepsy or you have a child or somebody who has epilepsy, being in a therapeutic nutritional ketosis level is extremely healthy to the brain. The brain loves ketones, and it's reparative to the brain. The brain runs on ketones like rocket fuel. And of course, epilepsy is where the misfiring of neurons in the brain and you're having a seizure, whether it's a petit mal or a grand mal seizure. If you can get into low GKI, which is a high state of ketosis and low blood sugar, you will notice that a person with epilepsy doesn't have seizures. It's almost a cure for epilepsy. In fact, before we had medicines or any other ways to help epileptics, way back in the early 1900s, this was the way to go, was a therapeutic nutritional ketosis diet. And it works. Now, for us average human beings that don't have cancer and don't have epilepsy and don't have any other problems, being in this state is also healthy. You don't have to be in a therapeutic nutritional level, which is like you're fasting like crazy and everything is just the way you want it for the GKI to be low. You can still fast, intermittent fast, and you could still eat 0 to very low carbs, and you will be in ketosis, giving your brain those wonderful jet fuel ketones, giving your heart that wonderful jet fuel ketones. You know, cancer thrives in a high state of glucose, and it won't do that because you're in ketosis. And it's really easy to do. All you have to do is eat beef, fatty red meat, pork, lamb, poultry, eggs, beef tallow, butter. You can be healthy without having any of these diseases. But if you have a condition or a disease, being in a therapeutic nutritional ketosis is extremely healthy. It's better than any medicine on the market, and I believe that. Ladies and gentlemen, eat well, and you will be well for a long time. Have a good day.